everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another recipe video, but today's not going to be necessarily a food, it's going to be a drink, and I'm going to show you how to make this really quick and easy green juice, green smoothie sort of thing. Call it whatever you want because you can make it into either a juice or a smoothie depending on how much liquid you put in it. And I know that green juice does look disgusting and stuff, but trust me, this is delicious and it's got lots of health benefits to it. So if you want to find out how to make this green juice or smoothie thing, then just keep on watching.
Okay, so what you're going to need to make this green smoothie is some baby spinach, some kale, some apple cider vinegar, some mint, one ripe banana. This part's optional, but if you have it, any sort of multivitamin or protein powder, a little bit of water, some ice, a jar or anything to pour the smoothie into, and of course, a blender of any kind to blend the ingredients together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a big handful of baby spinach, up to you how much you want, depending on how much of this you're making. Because with this recipe, you can pretty much eyeball everything, as it all depends on your taste preferences and whatnot. So just put a heaving handful of baby spinach and then take your kale and add a few stalks to it. About 2 to 4 usually works, but if you want more, add more. And then I add around 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Feel free to add more or less, depending if you like the taste of it. And you can also use apple juice or orange juice or pretty much anything within that category if you want more of an intense flavour throughout the smoothie. And then you want to take a couple mint leaves to add to the smoothie. Then you want to take one ripe banana, because the riper the banana is, the sweeter the smoothie will taste. So just unpeel it first, obviously, and then just add it in. You can also add a frozen banana as well, which will make the smoothie a lot colder and make it taste more like a smoothie. But I'm just using a fresh one because that's all I had. And then, as I mentioned earlier, this part is optional, but if you've got any sort of multivitamin powder or protein powder, feel free to add that in. I am using this Powder multivitamin greens powder from Vitality. I was just trying it to see what it was like after I got inspired by someone. So I just add a scoop of that, and then I had around 100 mils of water, but I probably only added about half of that to the smoothie. It just all depends on the consistency of how you want the smoothie, and I didn't want it to be too watery, but I didn't want it to be too thick and chunky. So then I just plugged the blender in, and this would probably work better if you had like a juicer or a food processor, as it's a bit harder to do with a stick blender, but it's not impossible. So I just blend away, which takes quite a bit of effort to ensure that all the ingredients are mixed together. So if you have a food processor or a juicer, it'll be easier for the machine to break up the stuff at the bottom, but with the stick blender, you have to do that manually. So that takes quite a bit of effort, as you can tell, and I get there in the end, but of course it's never going to be as blended as I would like it. But if you like a chunky smoothie, then by all means go ahead and use a stick blender, I guess. So once I've blended as much as I possibly can, I take my mason jar. I'm not 100% sure of the capacity of it off the top of my head. It's around about a litre or so, maybe a bit less, or maybe a bit more, I don't know. But just going to add in some ice cubes to make it a cold drink. So I just put some in out of our little ice cube tray that we keep in the freezer. And then I pour the smoothie in. Then I like to go in and go to our filtered water tap and just add some water to top it up. And then I like to give it a shake because I didn't know what to use to stir it. And I just put the lid on to shake it up a bit, but trying not to get it everywhere as well. So just shake it a bit until, I'm satisfied that it's been mixed reasonably well. And then here is my green smoothie. I know it's super chunky and doesn't look very appetizing, but I'm just making the best with what I got. And, I'm happy with it. So let's try it. And as you can see, I love it. And it's filling as well. So it's a good, easy liquid breakfast. If you're not in the mood for cooking something, just whip all those ingredients into a blender, pour it into something, and you're good to go. It's so good.
So that is it for this drink recipe, for this green juice smoothie kind of thing. As you can see, it was so easy and so delicious, particularly because of the sweetness that hides the bitterness of the greens, and really you wouldn't even know that you're drinking fruit and vegetables. It just tastes so good, and I definitely encourage all of you to try it out at home. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to give this video a like you enjoyed, and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos. So, till next time, in the next video, I shall see you then. Goodbye.